Good evening, Lake Orion, and welcome to the 5th Annual Girls Basketball Preview Show. I'm Sammy Taormina, host of Between Taorminas, host of OA Now, bloggers of the Dragon's Den and Inside the OAA. I'd like to welcome my guest today. We got a long list of crew here today. We got to my left is Lake Orion Girls Basketball Coach Steve Roberts. To my right is Lake Orion new assistant coach Gary Sharp. And we have the players here to my down with me here. We got to my near right is Evelyn Wishmeyer. We got next is Cheyenne Lotta Sterling. Next is Taylor Worsler. Then we have Lauren Thorne to my left and Jillian Commode to my far left. Girls and coaches, welcome.
Thanks.
Let's look at we're gonna recap last year's team. Of course, last year, you know, you girls, it's like a building block program. Of course, you've had that tough year a couple years ago, and then you made building blocks. Last year, you guys finished 13-8, 6-4 in the white. Let's go to Coach Roberts first. What's your thoughts heading into last season?
Well, the upcoming season, I mean, we look back even when Evelyn and Delaney, who is absent tonight because she's out ill, but when they entered our program as a freshman, we were rebuilding to get to this year now. And then their sophomore year, the following year, we went beyond expectations, really, I think, and we won 12 games. And then last year, we hit the 13, one more better than what we did the previous year. And then we're looking to still do better this year, as we got a good, solid core group coming back, as well as some of the girls that are coming up to our varsity from our JV this year as first-year varsity players, and we have an incoming freshman.
Recapping last year, players. What's your expectations? What's your thoughts heading into the year? We're going to start with Jillian, then go down the list here.
I think we have a really good year coming up because, as Rob's even said, that we have a lot of returning players, and I was really lucky last year to play with really talented girls, so I think we're really ready for a good season this year.
Yeah, I think we have a lot of talent on our new team, and then also we have a lot of returning varsity, and then even the new people that we have are like really talented, and I think we have a really solid year.
Yeah, last year was my first year on varsity, so I felt like that year really helped me to prepare me for this year and like what's to come, like playing as a team together.
Also, like Rob said, like we've really been building up to this point, and I just think like this is our year. Like we've all been working so hard, and so I think like this is the year where we're going to be really good, and we've all worked really hard for it. So.
Yeah, we just got like a lot of experience this year, and like we have a lot of new people that are like can contribute to the team to make it better. So I'm excited.
When looking at the new team coming up this year, of course, we bring in a new assistant coach. Of course, you bring in a experienced coach and Coach Gary Sharp, who is in his first season. Of course, Gary, welcome to Lake Orion and welcome to the program.
Well, thank you, Sammy. It's a pleasure to be at Lake Orion High School. New to the program, but not new to the OAA. I'm one of the original coaches going back to when the OAA was formed in the mid-1990s. And I've been fortunate to get to know Steve, and he's selected me for his staff here, and I couldn't be happier to be here. Just a wonderful group of girls to work with as individuals, and a hard-working group of girls at practice, and I'm looking forward to a very fine year.
When you look at expectations this year, of course, I know we talked about this earlier, but when looking at last year, of course, winning 13 games, of course, you know, knowing that the teams are going to be, it's going to be tough. We'll talk about the schedule and that in a minute. But Coach Roberts, what's your thoughts about looking at the recapping of last season? You losing some very good players, and looking at gaining some new ones. You know, returning players, and also the expectations of this team.
Yes, every year you have turnover as seniors graduate, and then you look to find people that can fill their voids. We do have a good selection here of girls here that have had the varsity experience. We have Lauren, who has been a 3-year letter winner this year, should be her 3rd year, as well as Cheyenne, who'll be in her 3rd year, and Evelyn in her 4th year, and Delaney's absent in her 4th year, and Taylor and Jill will be in their 2nd year. So that group right there has a lot more experience than most varsity teams that we've had in the past as a senior core group. Then we also have a good group of first-year players coming in to add into the mix, and we're pretty deep. They're pretty competitive as far as their abilities to play, and that's going to push them, and it's going to push the team in the right direction, because they're going to be competing for minutes and competing on the floor in our games.
Girls, this season, of course, the expectation is, it's not going to be easy. But, when you look at the step up, the move, the building blocks, what do you think will make this team into a successful team this year in 2015, 2016? Starting with Jillian.
We have so much talent. We have, so many good shooters, ball handlers. We have good posts. So I think all around we have all the skill to give us a good season.
Yeah, kind of playing off of what Jill said, we have so much variability and diversity in our team. We don't just have one good skill. We have a bunch of shooters, a bunch of posts, and a bunch of guards that really have a lot to bring to the table.
Yeah, I just think we just keep practicing in these next few weeks, and then come game time, it should be exciting.
I honestly think it just has to do with effort. Everyone on our team is very capable, and we are all very good players. And I think if we just give 100% effort, we'll be really good this year.
Yeah, what Shai said, and I think that we're already starting to gel very well, so our chemistry is already beginning to look really good.
Coach Sharp?
Well, I would second all the things that the girls have said. We have solid players. We're good shooters, good rebounders, good ball handlers. I believe we're going to be just tenacious defenders. And if we can put those things together, we're going to be a very difficult team to beat.
We come back, girls, we're going to talk about the schedule, of course, the expectations. Of course, I know a lot of you girls and players here have a lot to prove, but we'll talk about the schedule here on the 5th Annual Lake Orion Girls Basketball Preview Show here on Orion Neighborhood Television.
Residents are invited to line the streets of downtown Lake Orion on Saturday, December 5th at 6 p.m. for the 2015 Orion Area Lighted Christmas Parade. This year's theme is Orion Out of This World. The parade starts at Blanche Sims Elementary School and travels north on Broadway before coming to an end at the Eamon Center. More than 75 community groups, including scouts, dignitaries, and marching bands, will entertain spectators of all ages. And of course, Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus will appear in person to usher in the holiday season. If you'd like to participate in the parade or for more information, including the parade route, visit OrionLightedParade.org.
Welcome back to the Lake Orion Girls Basketball Preview Show. I'm Sammy Taormina. Got the players and the coaches, of course, Coach Roberts and Coach Gary Sharp here. Of course, let's talk about the schedule. Of course, in the division, of course, you guys are going to be playing in the OA White this year. In that division, you're going to have, besides us, we got Bloomfield Hills, North Farmington, Royal Oak, Troy, and West Bloomfield. Before we get to the schedule, I want to get your guys' thoughts on the division heading into the season, starting with Coach Roberts.
Well, you always have the hope and you always have the goal of winning your division. And I think that this year is more realistic than we have had in several years with our group that we have. We're looking forward to the challenge of winning our division. and the expectations are the bar has been raised to win our division. So we're looking forward to that opportunity.
Go with Coach Sharp. What's your expectation before we get the players?
I think we also we have a chance to win our division. It's going to be a very difficult schedule, but if we just go one game at a time and we can play up to our potential, if the girls can play to their potential and the coaches can coach to their potential, that's a very realistic goal for us to achieve. And then even going beyond a little bit, Coach Robert passed out the cards to the kids at a team meal last Friday, and almost to a girl, they listed as one of the team goals for this year to be successful and win the district. And I think that becomes another goal. First, we have the league to deal with, but looking a little bit beyond, hopefully we can do some good in the state tournament also.
That district will be very difficult. We'll go over the district in a matter of minutes, but let's go with the players' thoughts in the division, starting with Jillian, of course, on the divisions.
Yeah, I mean, as a senior, you always want to be able to take that win throughout the division, and with these group of girls, I'm almost positive we'll be able to do it.
I think this season will be a little different. I know we're going to play our classic games with Oxford and then Clarkston, but we're also going to see some teams that we haven't before, like North Farmington. But I think we have really strong potential to win the league, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I'd just say that's like one of my biggest goals for the season as a team. I just want to win the league.
Yeah, like Lauren said, we have some new teams in our division, but I think if we really play to our full potential, we can come out with the win.
Yeah, like what the coaches and my teammates said, I think this year is like the most realistic that we could win, so I'm really excited.
We look at the schedule this year, of course, girls are opening up with Linden on November the 30th. That's going to be a road game, but your non-conference is going to be difficult because you got games, with the 30th against Linden. The 4th playing Oxford, of course, we'll go over that game, probably because I've been hearing that could be a possible pink game maybe. And then you have the Rochester, and then you play Rochester, host Clarkston and Stony Creek, and then you close out December with Lapeer. That's not an easy December, nor late November at all. It's playing that type of schedule. What's your thoughts about that type of brutal November and brutal December to start with that type of schedule? Coach Roberts starting.
Well, I think that it's best to play the best that you can possibly play, especially in your non-league games, and be competitive. And, we look at our schedule, we try to get the most competitive games that we can. We also have to, repay the previous year sometimes to play the team the second year as they came to our place the previous year. So, like I said before, is that I think we're ready for that challenge. It is a challenge to our program. It's we get the opportunity to play those teams who have had a pretty strong program over the last 4 or 5 years, and it will give us a test to see what we are made of this year when we play those quality teams.
Coach Sharp, your thoughts on the brutal November-December schedule?
And brutal, I think, Sam, is a very good word to use. But we'll be tested by fire early in the season, and after Christmas and at the beginning of the league season, hopefully this will benefit us. We'll be able to get all the pieces in place. The girls will be able to meld into the fine team that we anticipate that they will, and we'll be very successful in the non-league season and carry that right over into the league season.
Hey, girls, I want to get your thoughts on the brutal November and December schedule. So I'm going to go, actually we're going to flip it around. We're going to go with Evelyn first, starting with this one.
I think that it's doable. I think that we can win with the talent that we have, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Diane?
Same with what Ev said. I think that the more competition we have in the beginning just shows that we need to play all the way through till the end.
Yeah, I just think the difficult schedule in the beginning means that there's no time to start off slow right from the get-go. We have to go out, play hard, and play our best.
Yeah, definitely. I think we bring our A game for those specific games when we play big teams like that, so I think it'll be good to have at the beginning of the season because that's when we play our best, and those are the best games that we have.
Yeah, I just say, I think we need to work together the whole entire time, stay positive the whole entire time, and then get the win.
Let's go to the month of January, of course. A lot of interesting games. You got Avondale, Bloomfield, and then you get the league play start. You got Bloomfield Hills, West Bloomfield, Troy. Got Brandon, your non-league game, and then you got North Farmington, Royal Oak, and Adams in the month of January. Very tough slate, but league play, it's never going to be an easy thing. Coach Roberts, what's your thoughts on the January slate?
Well, every year I kind of think this way. You know what the knowns are. You don't know what the unknowns are. And, knowing what we know about our team and knowing what we know from what the other teams have, graduated and we have coming back, I'm very confident in the fact that we are going to be able to be competitive and win those games in our division, no matter who we play. I think that we'll be in games, win or lose, and obviously, you want to win those competitive battles, and it just makes you better. Sometimes makes you stronger. If you're not, successful that one night, to come back and play someone else the following night and get the win.
Coach Sharp?
By January, I think that we'll have our roles defined. I think that all the parts will be fitting together. And I know from the coaching perspective that we'll be out and have everyone scouted at least once, and most of the time probably 2 and 3 times, so that we can have our team well prepared for each game. And with our playing together and with our preparation, I think that we'll do well, not only in January, but right through to the end of the year.
Mm-hmm. Girls, what's your thoughts on the January and also the February slate as well? Of course, yep. So what's your thoughts, girls?
I think that we're going to be really successful, and like Coach has said, they're going to be scouting, so we should know what each person does and how we can defend it. So yeah.
By January, I think we should have all the kinks worked out. We should all be prepared, so anytime we hit the floor, we're ready to win.
Yeah, I agree with what Shai said. I think by January and February we'll be in that good groove, and we'll just play even better with each other, which will be good.
Yeah, definitely what they said. We'll have a pretty good, solid team by that point in the season, and we have a really competitive group, so it'll be pretty well.
Yeah, there's so much talent that I'm really excited to see what each girl can show out there.
And then, of course, we get to February, of course, you have districts. Orion hosts districts this year, but there's a lot of new teams in there. You got Waterford Kettering, Waterford Mott, and Pontiac to go along with Oxford and Clarkston in this district. So what's your thought about the district, starting with Coach Roberts?
Well, the district is definitely going to be more challenged than what I thought it might be based on, the teams that have been in it previously. And, we regroup, the state regroups them. We do host it this year, so that's a good thing. We do know that Waterford Kettering is going to be a challenge, and we're up to that challenge of getting there and competing with them. They were a quarterfinalist last year before they lost to Marion. Waterford Mott has been a strong team with a good core group coming back. And, those two teams will be in our division along with us and our district, and Clarkston, as well as Oxford. So, the Rochester schools went a different direction, and we gained the Pontiac, and we gained the 2 Waterford schools. So, we're up for the challenge, and we're looking forward to it.
Coach Sharp, your thoughts?
Well, the district will be extremely tough. The girls have already set that as a goal in terms of being successful in the district and winning the district. And as I look at it from the coaching standpoint, that, well, number one, I know we'll be prepared. And number 2, if you go into the district and you do well and you gain some momentum, as tough as the district is, if you come out as the district champion, I think that you have a chance to go a long way in the state tournament.
Mm-hmm. Girls, what's your thoughts on the districts? You know what I mean? We're going to go with Jillian, Kay, to wrap up with districts here.
I'm really excited. I got to see a little bit of Kettering in the fall, and it was a really good game, and the whole team wasn't even there, so the fact that we have this whole team ready to play them, I think it's going to be a really good district.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to see some new teams, but I think we can hold up our own just like we did when we saw teams like Kettering in the fall.
Mm-hmm. I'm just happy that we're hosting districts because I think we have one of the best gyms. Plus, we have it's always nice playing on your home court, especially for those big games.
Yeah, like Taylor said, we're hosting, so it's our house, so that's always good. And obviously we have some new teams that they're going to be hard, but I think we're ready.
Yeah, like what Shai said, I'm pretty confident like with our new group that we could easily, not easily, but it would be hard, but we could beat them.
Any final thoughts? Of course, Coach Roberts, you have the final say here.
Yeah.
Before we go to the third subject.
Okay. I have a little flashback to about 2012 or so when we played Kettering during our regular season, and it was not a real competitive game. And I remember telling our girls after the game, that's the team that we want to become. These girls weren't on that team, but I believe this year we do have the players are here, their work ethic and what they've become is competitive with a elite program like Kettering has had.
Okay, then. Thank you very much, guys. Right now, when we come back, we're going to talk about the girls' role in the community and also, of course, the expectation here on the Lake Orion Girls Basketball Preview Show on Orion in the Token.
The lighted Christmas parade has become a tradition Lake Orion residents look forward to every year. But to make the parade possible, the Orion Area Parade Group needs your help. Tickets are on sale now for the Holly Jolly Folly, scheduled to take place on Friday, December 4th at Gowling Buick GMC. There will be music and great food, and a silent auction and raffles help offset the cost of putting on one of the most spectacular parades in Michigan. For ticket information, visit orionlightedparade.org.
Welcome back to the Lake Orion Girls Basketball Preview Show. I'm Sammy Taormina with the ladies, of course, and the coaches as well. We're going to talk about your role in the community. Of course, you have you do a youth basketball league on Saturdays and also the pink game. So I'm going to get your guys' thoughts on that and also the youth. Let's go with the youth basketball league. Of course, let's talk to the leader of that first, Coach Roberts.
Yeah, the girls have two practices in December where they, the community ed basketball for our youth girls have come up for a clinic, and we show them some of the basic skills that they're needed to play basketball and get them organized in teams. Parents will coach them, and then our girls then will on Saturdays help assist on the Saturday morning basketball, with the games. So that's up and coming.
Mm-hmm. Coach Sharp, this is brand new to you, of course, and what's your thoughts about this?
Well, I think it's an excellent program. Number one, you get other young ladies participating in the sport. Number two, it's an outlet for them and a way to expend that energy that all the young kids seem to have. And it's an opportunity for our girls, and I think this is probably the most important thing. It's an opportunity for them to be of service and to give back to the community.
Mm-hmm. Girls, what's your thoughts about the youth leagues? What's your thoughts?
I mean, even as a kid, I was a part of it, so like being able to coach them now is like really exciting because you get to give your view on basketball.
Yeah, we get to see the little mini features of our program and help out and see everything. It's a really fun day and program.
Yeah, I love working with the kids, and over the summer when we do the camps then too, I just love teaching them and being able to work with them and get to know them. It's always really fun.
I love it. I think it's a great team thing that we do because we all come together and just teach them, and it's great to have people younger who look up to you and you can just teach them what you love to do.
Yeah, I remember being in it as well, and I looking up to the bigger girls was so exciting to me, and I always wanted to go to their games. So just having some more people come out and support us, and just helping the little kids do what we love to do is just awesome.
Okay, now let's talk about one of your favorite things, girls, the pink game. Of course, that's a very interesting, sport in breast cancer awareness. Of course, odd statistic though, we probably won't get into it, but struggle a little bit wearing the pinks, on the last few games. But let's talk about the pink game and the good cause of it. Let's start with Coach Roberts on the idea of the pink game.
Well, the idea of the pink game originated a few years back, and we know that there is some rivalry here with our Oxford and Lake Orion communities, and in participation and competition. And I think it's good that we also keep it in perspective that there's more important things out there in our lives as it relates to our basketball. And so Coach Emmert and I approached him about, could we join together in a common cause and have the Coaches versus Cancer. A few years back, Oxford notified me they were purchasing jerseys. And then I talked with our athletic director, Mr. Reese, and about getting some jerseys for our girls, and he was all for it. So we were able to get some jerseys. So they look, represent well, the cause to fight off, cancers of all sorts.
Coach Sharp, your thoughts on this?
Well, it's a great cause, Sammy. I'm a cancer survivor myself. And so it kind of hits close to home, and I think of how lucky I have been in terms of being a survivor and looking at the breast cancer that is such a difficult thing for a woman to deal with, and anything we can do to bring notoriety to it, anything we can do to publicize it, anything we can do to aid this cause, I think is just tremendous.
Girls, your thoughts on the pink game? Let's go with Evelyn first.
I think it's really cool how we can get like two rivals to come together for something bigger than basketball, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I love bringing any attention to breast cancer. I think it's great that like both teams can just come together and just bring great awareness to it.
Yeah, I think it's one of the most important games of the year. I know someone personally who was affected by breast cancer, so it really just gives me a whole new perspective, and I always look forward to that game every year.
Yeah, that game's definitely one of the best in the season. We all look forward to it, and it's a really fun one to play.
Yeah, it's always a really exciting game. I mean, you're decked out in pink, and you're with your teammates and like supporting cancer. It really brings community together.
Okay, before we head on off, one final thought for you guys heading in the season, of course. What is your main goals of heading in the season? We'll go with Coach Roberts first,
Well, as a team, as far as winning and losing, I think our goal mainly is to, win our division. Secondly is then you want to always win the last game of the year, state championship. And then you also want to win, every game in that tournament as you go through that tournament and start with our districts and then advance to our regionals and quarterfinals, semifinals, and then finals. And we just have to take one game at a time and do our best every day and prepare ourselves to be the best that we can be. I also believe that's a bigger importance as well, to make sure that we do have a good team chemistry and that people are willing to share and work together as a common unit and have one cause, and that is, the outcome as a team goal every night that we are on the floor.
Coach Sharp?
Well, certainly we'd like to be successful in terms of wins and losses, but as Steve just said, there's things I think that transcend the wins and the losses, and those are having fun, becoming better people, working together to become the best team that you can be. And those are things that, in the final analysis, they're going to stay with you the rest of your life.
Okay, players, any final thoughts?
I mean, I love these girls, so I'm really excited for the season, and my goal really is to, win the season in the district and make it far.
Yeah, definitely win the district, and then also have a team that becomes kind of like a family. So I think that's one of my main goals.
Yeah, since it's my senior year, I'm just excited. I just want to have a really fun season, and I just love playing with all these girls, so I just want to make the most of my last time with playing with everyone.
Yeah, I hope this year we can all just come together and just be one big family, and we share the ball and just work as a team, because no one person can win a game by themselves. So.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much what everyone else has already said, but just be successful and come together as a family.
Okay, I'll about wrap it up. Everybody, thank you for coming out, supporting. Thank you for coming out. You can also catch these Lake Orion girls. They're of course you can follow Lake Orion Lady Dragons on Twitter at DragonGBB, and also you can keep an eye on not only the Lady Dragons, but also the rest of the OA on OA Now. Of course, this is my podcast. And also catch these Lady Dragons also on my my blog, The Dragon's Den, where we're of course supporting Lake Orion athletics. So, and also the Lake Orion website at lodragonsports.com. So, enjoy your day, everybody, and good night, everybody.